welcome to CFC Fan TV. Now, in light of all our transfer news, obviously the main thing everybody's talking about is who is going to be our manager next season. Will it be Antonio Conte or will it be a certain manager everybody is talking about? We have collaborated with Italian Football TV, so here is Marco to tell us all we need to know about our potential new manager, Sarri.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to CFC Fan TV. Marco and Michael from IFTV over here. We've got a channel dedicated to Italian football, and Rory asked us if we could give our opinion on Maurizio Sarri, who already left Napoli and is likely to sign for Chelsea. Mike, what do you think about Sarri?
That's exciting.
Tell them your experience, because we know the Serie A pretty well.
Okay, so guys, I want to say from the get-go that I am a general Serie A fan. I'm Greek. I'm actually not Italian, so I started getting into calcio, Italian football, 4 or 5 years, I'd say. So I'm actually not that biased. I want to talk about the league as a whole. Juventus, they won the league, but Maurizio Sarri, he's implementing a new system that's not very familiar in Italy. He's doing some kind of like tiki-taka, attractive football that he's been doing with Napoli right now. He's a very old school Italian guy.
Yes.
You're gonna see him smoking cigarettes on the sideline,
100%.
showing a lot of anger, and writing a lot of notes on his little notepad too, right?
So like Michael said, Sarri is a type of manager. He brought the type of football that we haven't seen in Italy in a long time. He's almost like a Spanish, if you want to give it that, because his style is like a Barcelona. Very beautiful football, passing, possession-based, one touch. Every single player needs to move tactically organized, but in a different free motion, which is very interesting to watch. It's kind of similar to Guardiola's football at Manchester City.
So. Yeah.
Whatever you see from there, it is extremely, radically different than Antonio Conte's system. Radically different. Conte's is much more penetrating right towards the goal, and Sarri's is to build up in a beautiful manner, and it's been attractive by everyone. Whether you loved Napoli, whether you didn't love Napoli, all of Europe started liking Napoli because of the type of football that they were playing, which is what Sarri brings to the table. But having said that, I do have my concerns with him going to England. And you know what? CFC Fan TV, Rory put out a tweet saying to ask us some questions. I screenshotted a few of them, and I think it's best if we hit some of your concerns so we could give you our opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Olivia says, what formation best suits his managing style, and which players do you think will suffer for this? 4-3-3. It's very obvious that Sarri loves a 4-3-3. He builds his teams around the players that he needs, not just getting the job done with what he has. He really needs certain players to fit his system. They need to be players who could play with the ball. Everyone needs to play out of the back. As far as which players do you think will suffer from this, I don't know Chelsea enough, but I will say players who are not good with their ball at the feet or who don't move quickly.
Yeah.
He likes these smaller players who love to touch the ball.
He definitely likes technique. At Napoli, there's actually smaller players, but like I said, he implements it how the squad is. So if he goes to Chelsea, I'm sure it's going to change around.
He's going to need players. Simply, he's going to need players to fit his system, which I think could be one of the problems. Danny said, what's his record of bringing through youth talent? Not too much.
Yeah,
he did work at
much.
Empoli before he worked at Napoli, which he made Empoli play beautiful football, which is why he got, to say Empoli, which is a second division team really, to get the job to coach Napoli, one of the best teams in Italy, really speaks to how good you are as a coach, because it's not easy to make that big of a jump. And he's still learning. He used to be a banker. Only a few years ago, Sarri was working at a bank. And, there's always this funny joke where I think Luciano Spalletti was asked, what would Sarri be doing if he was still at the bank? And he's saying he would be the head of the treasury for all of Italy, just because of how much of a winner, he likes to think and how beautiful his style is.
It might be a little ironic. He brings out a lot of value out of all the players, I think. Even though he doesn't use his full 23, he sticks to the same formation and he sticks to the same starting 11. That could be a good thing and a bad thing.
One of the criticisms for this Napoli, for those who don't know, is that Napoli used too many times the same players. He only played 12 or 13 players. But to the credit also of him, devil's advocate, he also doesn't have a deep squad like a Juventus or like a Chelsea could possibly have, where he didn't have great guys on the bench. He had one or two other very good players, which he did play throughout the season.
And this is actually exciting because he never really got a budget at his disposal. So I want to see, because obviously Chelsea are going to have much more funds than Napoli.
I don't know. I think they have a lot of problems too. That's why Conte,
think?
he needs to buy some players.
Snap.
So we'll see.
Whatever.
Andre says, with Sarri, the shape will change. Now Chelsea would be attacking and trying to play with the ball? He's asking a question. Or will we see some more defensive, tactical, or what kind of play to expect? Andres, 100% you're going to be seeing attacking, beautiful football if Sarri does join, because of course it's not official, but it does seem like he should be going. You will not see a defensive approach. It's not his style. He likes to attack the game right away. He likes to dictate the play, and he likes to take control of every situation.
And
that he
guys,
has.
don't judge Napoli by the Champions League appearance or in the Italian Cup, because he was solely getting out of the Champions League purposely and the Italian Cup so he can, because he didn't have a deep enough squad for the championship in Italy. So that's why he was going full force in that, because he didn't have a deep enough bench.
And to be fair, it's not just that Sarri wanted to go out. It's also, there's a lot of things with the club that they said, it's best if we just focus on the Scudetto because we don't have the funds to compete on all fronts like Juventus does. Ben, which players do you think he'll bring in that will suit his unique playing style? Also, which of our current team are likely to get the chop? Again, we don't know the current team enough, but anyone who's so physical that can't play with the ball or doesn't fit that possession-based style, I would see them leaving. And as far as which players that he could bring over, it's a little bit complicated now because Ancelotti is a fantastic coach who's going to Napoli, but a player like Jorginho really embraces everything that Sarri's all about. Yeah. He plays in this regista role, which is right in front of the defense, where he gets the ball, he dictates it, he connects the defense to the midfield, to the attack. So a player like that would be ideally perfect for Napoli, and his agent has come out and said a lot of big English teams want him, so maybe Jorginho I could see as one of the guys. Ranhev says, is he really a man of substance, or did he just get lucky? What's his personality like? I mean, his authority/relationship with players and the press.
I mean, he definitely did not get lucky, because he did it with a second division team, and now he's bringing a team like Napoli that was never really big in the history. It's competing with a team like Juventus that's actually fighting for championship, and there was only 4 points apart, and pretty much a whole season they were toe on toe. And what he's like, his personality.
Yeah.
Old
school, very old
school. He's funny in the press conferences too. I hope he learns English. Maybe we'll get a good laugh out of him trying to pronounce a few words.
To go to what Paul asked, he says, how quickly were Napoli players able to transition to Sarri? This is where my big concern comes with Sarri and Chelsea. I don't know how well this is going to work, because I know even with Chelsea, to me, Conte, he wins the title his first season, incredible, everybody's happy. Second season, they didn't get Champions League, and it's like a failure. Sarri's a type that his players, this is his third year at Napoli, and we really saw them excel. In the second year, we saw incredible football, but they were lacking a mentality. That's also from having players who were not experienced in really fighting for a league title. But it's going to take time. It's not going to be a summer and you're going to see your team playing the way that Napoli were playing, all this beautiful football. You have to understand, even Guardiola, his first season, he failed. He didn't win. Conte won because Conte's football was more effective in that first season. Guardiola took a whole year to really get his guys playing, and I think they're very similar coaches.
Sarri, definitely, this is going to be a journey. This is not going to be like Marco said, a one summer thing. This is something that he's going to be working one-on-one with the players, trying to build. And if he gets a little bit of a budget, actually get a player that fits his style and even fits Chelsea's style. So it's going to take some time, some patience, but I definitely think it's going to be worth it at the end.
Last question. Someone says, why hasn't Sarri won yet? This is one of the biggest debates in Italy and all around, just because some people will say Sarri is not a winner because he didn't win. But my devil's advocate, and I'm a Juventus fan, I would say that the reason Sarri, it's not Sarri's fault. You have to realize that what Napoli did was incredible. They're the first team to get over 90 points and not win a league. That goes not just a testament to Napoli, who don't have as deep of a bench, or their starters are not as good as Juventus. It's just Juventus was that extra bit of incredible. And if you didn't have this crazy Juventus, which we do have in the Serie A,
Napoli would be winning
Napoli
the league.
would win so many other times. Any other year, it would have been like this. And at the end of the day, it was 4 points. And yes, you could say they dropped out of their competitions, but I wouldn't put the blame on him. On our podcast, which we have, I even gave Sarri a 9 out of 10 for what he did, because certain things, yes, you as a leader, you need to go down with your ship and you need to take responsibility, but there are also certain things that you can't control, and I think it was more of Juventus just being absolutely incredible and Napoli not always being able to take advantage of all their chances, which any team in the world, there's nobody's perfect. So at the end of the day, I think that Sarri, I'm concerned with his move to Chelsea because, number one, you need time, you need to give him patience, he needs players, and he needs to implement a whole new philosophy at a club. He needs to learn the language, and there's a lot of cultural differences. Like Mike said, this is a guy who in training, in Napoli's training, they got a guy running around with espresso because he loves to have his espresso during training. And like cigarette, he smokes during the games.
He smokes a lot.
It's going to be a cultural shock for him and for Chelsea if he does go. I wish him the best. He is going to make you believe in beautiful football again.
The biggest thing is, guys, give him time. This is going to be his first club outside of Italy. And I really think if the players give him their all, I think Sarri's going to give it right back. And I think he's going to love the atmosphere in England.
He's going to have a great relationship with the fans. He's a very humble person who came again.
He's like a family. He's like a family man, too.
Just a few years ago, he was in a bank again. So it's a testament to how strong his mental strength is. He says, I didn't even have money to do certain things, and now finally money's coming into my life where I could take care of my family, which just personally I really respect and love about him. And last thing, players like Koulibaly, Jorginho, Mertens, and Insigne were wanted by some of the biggest teams in the world. And the reason they stayed is because of Maurizio Sarri. He has the group behind him. And that's one of the biggest tells of how good of a coach you are, is how you have the people and the fans behind you. So yeah, guys, you heard what we had to say. Given what we said, what do you think? Comment down below. Are you excited for Maurizio Sarri? Are you scared? Do you want Conte to leave? Let us know down below. Rory, thank you for having us. It's been a pleasure. Anytime you need anything from Serie A or Italians, you know you can count on IFTV. So thank you for watching. Comment down below, and we'll talk to you soon. Ciao, ragazzi.